What's good? I'm just tapping in for a few minutes. Won't be here long. Ain't been on here in a minute, man. Ain't been on here in a minute. What y'all got going on? Yep. Ain't been on here in a minute, man. Let me see who's gonna come on in here, man. See who's gonna come on in so we can talk about it. Yep. Yeah, I'm just tapping in before I head out this morning, man. I ain't talking about too much. Ain't talking about too much. Come on in, man. Let's see if we can get something together this morning before I head out. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's one of them days, man. So I hope everybody had a good 4th of July, man. For some people, it wasn't so good, right? Yep. For some people, it wasn't so good. I'm gonna try to touch a little bit on that Fort Worth situation, man, where a couple of people got not I ain't gonna say shot. I'm gonna say more than 7 people were injured, man. And you had a couple of people that was killed. That's on the 4th of July. Trying to celebrate, right? That's why I always say, man, you got to keep your head on the swivel, man, because that in which what you might think is fireworks is really gunfire, man. It's really gunfire, man. Like I always tell people, man, that's just today's the time we living in, man, where people don't give a damn about you. Not only do they want what you got, they want your life. But, and the people that was doing the shooting don't know nobody that was at this event, man. They don't know nobody at this event, man. They just woke up one morning, man, and decided to cause destruction, right? They decided to cause destruction, man, bring tremendous pain to somebody else's life, man. Young guy just graduated, finna get ready to go to college. Didn't have shit to do with nothing. Guess what? He ain't here no more. He ain't here no more, right? And here it is, people waking up every morning complaining about nothing. And just the other day, this kid get killed for nothing. All because he wanted to smile, right? And I hear the word, and they always saying, hate. You hating on this, you hating on that. Now, all that shit you seen the other day was Top Shelf hating. I mean, hate, not hating on, I'm talking about hate. Because ain't nowhere in the world you can tell me that the people at this fucking 4th of July parade did anything to these people that was shooting. You ain't gonna make me believe that. Because if it was one isolated incident, they'd have waited for that one person to move around. But nah, they couldn't do that. They wanted to shoot a whole bunch of people. And sad to say, not just a whole bunch of people, a bunch of people of color. A bunch of people of color. So the next time you hear somebody say, oh, he hating on me, or she hating on me, think back to that 4th of July shooting where 3 dudes demonstrated hate for real. That's top tier hate. Where a motherfucker want to send you to your final resting place just for wanting to hear some firecrackers or a bottle rocket or a motherfucker be firework that explodes in the sky to change colors. That's hate. That's real live hate. But also it's real live hate. It's motherfuckers that's mentally unstable. You know, if you want to get up in the morning and go to the corner store and open fire on people that's going to the grocery store, church, anywhere, that's real hate. Rest of that shit just talk. But anyway, man, before I get too deep into this, because I can talk about this shit all day, because it ain't nothing but pure ignorance. And it wasn't no person of another color, it was blacks. Yeah, it was blacks doing what they do, annihilating blacks at the finest, right? Yep, it was blacks on blacks, man. Yeah, ain't no doubt about that. So, man, that's why I always say y'all gotta be careful out here, man. And don't be too quick to go to all them fucking events and all that shit, man, because you're gonna always have an ignorant motherfucker around that don't respect nothing. But anyway, man, before I get too deep, man, peace and blessing, man, to whoever woke up this morning and to whoever was trying to be a better person than they were yesterday, man. Shout out to y'all, man. And that's facts. Yeah, I salute y'all, man. And like I said, I know I ain't been on here in a few days, man. A few of the top of the tops, man. But you know, when life steps in, guess what? Sometimes you gotta step away from this shit here, man, because this shit is real time consuming. And if you don't be careful, man, it'll consume all your time. But I refuse to let it do me like that. But I get here when I can, right? But in the meantime, you know, you got other people on here, man, that choose to be on here every day, all day. Even if I could do it, I probably wouldn't do it. Nah. And that's facts, man. Yep. Oh, but I will say this. Last week, the day room didn't open up, right? Nah, it didn't open up due to the fact, man, because I had other business, man, that called. So what I want y'all to do is tune in today at 3 o'clock to the Real Life Street Stars interview. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out and let me know what you think. I mean, if you like it, you like it. Hell, if you don't, you don't. But it's gonna air today at 3 o'clock, man. So y'all tap in and check it out. Yep. Y'all tap in and check that joint out, man. Yeah, man, it's 6:34 in the morning, man. Somebody going somewhere, just make sure you're going to the right place. Because the wrong place can get you fucked up. And that's facts. Yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna be here all day, man. I just wanted to tap in and see what was going on, man. See what y'all had going on, man. Yep. I'm gonna be here a few more minutes, man. See if see if we can get a few more people in here, man, so we can talk about this Fort Worth situation, man. Cause I need more input from other people, man. Cause if I'm the smartest one in the room, then we in trouble, right? Like I say, it's 6:35 in the morning, man. Somebody up, going somewhere, doing something, right? Let's see who's gonna get in here, man. See who's gonna come on in here, man. Yep. All I'm doing is having a cup of coffee this morning, man, trying to see if I can't wake up, man, before I get out of here, man. But I'm on my way, though, and that's for real. Yep, man. For some people, man, shit, what happened in Fort Worth is the 4th of July they'll never forget. They probably not never go to another 4th of July event. So I send my condolences out to the people that was not only hurt, but the people that was traumatized in Fort Worth that day, right? But, you know, in the black community, man, it's fucked up because people that came immune to all that fucking shooting and all the unnecessary shit, man. You know, all unnecessary shit, man. The shooting, the looting, all that shit, man. We gotta do better, man. And I can't fix the shit, and the next person tell you can't fix the shit. It's gonna take a lot more work, man, for people to understand, man, that you gotta wake up with some, what's up, what's up, man? Check out that Street Stars interview today, 448, man. Y'all know it's airing at 3 o'clock, man. And y'all share that, man. So we can get where we need to be with the numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts, man. Yeah, salute to you, man. Every time I see you, you're tapping in, man. Whether it's at 6:30 in the morning or whether it's at motherfucking 8, 9 o'clock at night, man. That's a real one. That's a real one. Yeah. What I was telling my man was a shooting in Fort Worth, man. You know, and you know, people always talking about hate, right? Oh, you hating on me, or you hating on this, or you hating on that. People don't even know what real hate look like. Hate if it's staring in their face. That shit the other day was real hate. You go to a motherfucking 4th of July event, expecting to make it back home. Next thing you know, you wind up in the hospital. All behind nothing. Just cause somebody woke up that day and say, you know what? Oh hell, let's go shoot up the parade. So that's what I'm saying. Let's go shoot up the parade. What kind of motherfucking people do that, man? You know what I'm saying? That's a lower version of terrorists. And we not even in that type of country, man. You got motherfucking terrorists in the United States, but not only in the United States, in fucking Fort Worth. Anywhere you go in your community, you got terrorists. You know what I'm saying? They never ever even been out the country. But these type of motherfuckers wake up to kill you. And you don't even know you're gonna die that day. Yeah, they wake up to kill you. You know, you wake up, go to an event, tell whoever, your wife, kids, girlfriend, whoever, I'll see you later. But later never comes. And you ain't did shit. but stood outside and waited on some fireworks to get popped. But on the back end of that, if you see a motherfucker with some clean ass Nikes on, to where people saying they clean and you come alongside, them motherfuckers ugly, you hating. Hate was the other day in Fort Worth when 8 motherfucking people were injured and a couple of people were shot dead. That's top tier hate. I think sometimes people get misconstrued when they say hate. Nah, that ain't no fucking hate. That doesn't mean people got a different opinion, but at the end of the day, you still live to see another day. Right or wrong, true or false? Give me a 1 if that's right. Give me a 2 in the chat if that's wrong. That's all I'm asking. What is your definition and what is your version of hate? Facts, 48. But ain't nobody gonna see it like that. Ain't nobody gonna see it like that, man. You know, when we go to the grocery store and you like wheat bread and I like white bread, don't tell me I'm hating, man. That just means 2 people got a difference of opinion, man. That's it. But when you go to a 4th of July event and 3 ignorant motherfuckers come in there and shoot it up for no other reason but for pure satisfaction, that's hate at your finest. That's real hate. So I can understand when people say, damn, that's nothing but hate. I can agree with that. Why? Because 8 people were injured and several were killed. These people are not going back home. They're not going back home. All because they want to celebrate the 4th of July. That's real hate. So do me a favor, man. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. The next time that word comes to the tip of your tongue, think about the real hate that just happened in Fort Worth, man. Don't put yourself in a category with people that just use that word because it sounds good. Don't do that, man. Because guess what happens? You begin to sound just like the stupid motherfucker next to you. When real hate is happening in society every day, the shit that happened let's go back to the Uvalde school, the shootings, when the kids was in there trying to learn something. I'm just taking a step back, right? That's real hate. People go to workplaces to work, and you got a disgruntled motherfucker coming in, and you want to kill the people that's trying to support the family. That's real hate. I mean, that's top tier hate. Some terrorist shit. And these people don't even live overseas. They live in the fucking United States. But you got to understand, we live in a carbon copy world. In other words, I'll see this and I'm gonna do this. That's the kind of society we living in now. We living in a carbon copy world where people say the same things and most people do the same thing. In other words, that's trending shit. It's trending shit. It's kind of like when people say, oh man, keep it real. But at the end of the day, they can't keep it real with their motherfucking self. Now that's real. But at the end of the day, guess what? It only takes you so far. Because you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all the time. And the thing you've been campaigning the most for or against, at some time and point in your life, you have to represent that shit. And I'm gonna paint this small picture. You know how you go through life when people say, oh yeah, I'm a player. In other words, player meaning that they can get a lot of women. They are very liked by a lot of women. And they can cash out through women and make their life easier, right? They put themselves in the category as a player, right? They've been campaigning as they was a player the whole fucking time. Until a real player come along and play them out of pocket. What I mean by play them out of pocket, the very first thing that you were saying you were, which was playing women, or whatever you was playing, and you get played out of that. That's what I mean by campaigning. Because the very first time it happened to you, you're gonna get emotional the same way as a woman would do. That's what I mean by campaigning and saying what you are. So be careful about what you electing or what you saying you are. Because you can campaign your whole fucking life, and when you finally get it, you don't know what to do with it. Facts. You pray for the rain. Oh, it's hot outside, it's hot outside. And once it starts raining, you're not understanding that the mud come behind that shit. So prepare for all that shit, not just for the rain. Not just for the rain, you gotta prepare for the mud too. And that's real. But once again, it's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of people that campaign to be a lot of shit, but never even been a part of this shit. But they can take it and use it for whatever they want to use it for. Right? Let's get back to that word hate. But the very first time somebody comes along and challenges the very shit that you've been campaigning, they hating on you. Nah. That ain't no motherfucking hate. That just means we got difference of opinions. Hate is what happened in Fort Worth the other day when motherfuckers got killed. All because they wanted to hear some fireworks pop. That's hate. That other shit is just talk. But people get their feathers ruffled real quick, man. They get their feather ruffles, I mean super quick. And I've never ever seen it happen more than on this motherfucking internet. Your feathers, whether it be woman, man, child, girl, boy, the feathers get ruffled on this fucking internet, man. This motherfucking internet changed people into things that they never ever thought they were. Yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts, Miss sitting in the tree. That's them bucks. And you know why it's the bucks? Not getting off course, but let me tell you the reason why it's the Bucks. It wasn't even Tampa Bay that I liked, but I liked TB12. And the reason why, I live my life in the aspects of TB12 played his game. As long as there's time left on the clock, I can beat you. That's why I like the Bucks. Because it was a real leader on the team, regardless of what was around him or regardless of what happened during the game. I knew number 12 was gonna always keep it 110. And he never ever worried about the time on the clock. That's what separated him from the rest of the people in the NFL. So that explains this cup right here. Because I respect Mr. Tom Brady and what his accomplishment was. Because nobody likes when the underdog's on top. Yep. And that's facts. Not only was he a let me respond to that 448. Not only was he a bad white boy, right? Let's try to refrain from that. Because the color of a person's skin don't distinguish who he is and the knowledge that he has. Tom Brady, when he suit up, he was the same color as the man next to him. Because why? All trying to accomplish one goal. We prepare all season for one goal, and that's to win the championship. Sometimes it don't turn out like the way we planned it, but that don't mean that we didn't give it our all. So let's refrain from, that was a bad white boy, that was a bad white girl. That's what the media do to us as blacks. Anytime we accomplish a milestone that has never been done by a person of color, that's what they do. It's kind of like in this past Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was played by Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. They didn't see two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. The first thing the media did was say, the first time two quarterbacks of color. You have to be careful and understand what people do in life. Because guess what? Racism happens at its finest, but it happens right in the front of you. But you have to be able to see it and don't get too much caught up in the game. At that very moment, they were matching the black race as a whole and putting them against each other. But it was only in the game though. So be careful, man. You have to. Hold on. All right, back on the scene. So like I say, y'all have to be careful with what y'all do because the media will camouflage things and still at the same time put you against the very same person that sits right next to you. Be careful. So y'all be careful with that. Yep. So that's the reason for the TB12 Cup. But like I say, make sure you check out the Real Life Street Stars interview today and make sure you stay tuned for the Day Room Talk. Go to the Community tab and look what's coming up next on the Day Room. Look what's coming up next on the Day Room. And y'all already know, people can see progress, right? People can see progress, whether it's in your everyday life or whether it's something that you are personally involved in, right? And let me say this, right? Don't ever think you're gonna reach a level of success and it's not a person that has an opinion about you. I'm not gonna even say they hating. I don't use this shit. Because I already know top tier hate means that somebody gonna die that day. But people would always have a different opinion of you. Why? That's just the way of the world. I call it constructive criticism, but it's up to you to pursue in a different area when you don't feel like it's a criticism that you deserve, right? And you don't even have to react. You don't even have to react to the situation in a violent manner. Nor do you even have to put yourself in a position where you have to think about it all day from a mental standpoint, right? It's like me. I don't get up every fucking morning with this fucking phone next to me to be in a hurry to come on here and share what happened in my fucking life every day. I don't do that. You know, attention is a drug, right? Attention is a drug. And those that lack attention in their life, guess what they do? They need it and they want it every day. But I will say this. Some attention is needed, but wanting the attention every day, all day, sometimes don't end well. It's like you got good information and you got misinformation. Why do you think people serve you misinformation? Because they know one thing. If they provide you with too much information, it'll be like overload on the computer. You won't know what to do with the shit. So they serve you misinformation until you're ready for the real information. A lot of people can't process that shit. So, anyway, man, give me a few minutes. I'm finna get ready to step out. And y'all hold tight. I'll be right back. Alrighty then, man. Back on the scene. So like I said, man, y'all just be careful out there, man. Because everybody don't have your best interests at heart, man. And they might use that word against you, hate. they might say you're hating on them, right? But for anybody that's a part of this, man, you know, I really, really encourage y'all, man, to get that fucking word out of your vocabulary, man. Because it ain't worth it, man. It's really not. So, day room time tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We're going to have Queen Shoe step in, man. And that's the wife of King Shoe, man. And she going to give her spiel on what it's like, man, to be involved with an individual that has been incarcerated, and give her story on, you know, just what it's like, you know, being a part of that person's life, man. Because when you did a substantial amount of time in prison, man, as for, you know, and I can't call it from a woman's perspective or her standpoint or what goes through her head and how she performed when she with a guy that's been, you know, incarcerated. Because sometimes it can be hard. You know, it's kind of like trying to break a horse, right? So when people become a part of people's life that's been locked up, as they call it, it's hard. You know, to try to tap into what that person is thinking, what he's not thinking, or what he's capable of doing, right? Because we all don't think the same. Some of that shit have different effects on us, you know? Some of that shit people never get over. And some of that shit to where a lot of guys, man, they still be in make-believe world. Where they had shit drawn up on paper and they thought they was gonna get out and try to accomplish all that shit and it just never manifests, right? So it takes a certain type of person to be in this person's life to try to unlock all that shit, man. You know? And I just feel like, man, that, the fucking Ferguson Chronicle in the day room is bigger than what people think it is, or the shit that they see. It's not about a lot of guys coming in this motherfucking arguing back and forth. That ain't what that is, man. That's just people on the outside looking in. Once again, that's their opinion. And everybody got a right to it, right? But what I'm gonna demonstrate Thursday, man, is no guy's gonna be involved in this shit. Because when you get a lot of male figures together, man, it's a lot of testosterone in a room and everybody is macho. Everybody's macho. But I understand this, the thing that humble a man the most is a motherfucking woman. Now, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The thing that humbles a man the most is a woman. It's kind of like when you're growing up, you'll listen to mama before you listen to daddy. And not only that, when daddy can't get no understanding, he'll sing to mama. And that's it. That's the final straw. That's where it stops at. Especially when you got a stand-up mom in the house or you're involved with a stand-up woman. And I'm not gonna say all women are stand-up. Some of them are yes girls. Some of them are yes girls. They'll tell the man yes every time. Why? Because they're afraid they're gonna lose him. They're afraid they're gonna lose him. But when you get you a stand-up woman, you're gonna pay attention. You're gonna pay attention to what the woman say, especially when you feel like that woman is in your best interest. Yeah, I mean, we can go to the streets, man, and we can just pick up something, man, and lay beside it or be seen with it in public, right? But that don't mean she's a stand-up woman, because you got a lot of women that just go for anything. And when you get a woman like that, and you've been in trouble with any kind of law on any level, and when you leave outside and she don't ask questions, guess what that means? She really don't give a damn about you. Because a woman that's in your best interest, she gonna ask questions. And that's facts. But sometimes men do this. Sometimes men do this. When a woman asks questions, they consider that as she bothering them. No, that ain't what that is, man. Anytime a woman shows concern, that means she wants what's best for you. But sometimes niggas sleepwalk. And then when the motherfucking curtain closed, and what I mean by the curtain closed is when your ass back in that cell. The first person you gonna think about is that motherfucking woman you didn't listen to. Minus the dudes. Because you're gonna meet dudes every day. Because most of the time, and don't forget this, everything in your life happened for a reason. And people come and go for a reason. So you got to try to distinguish that shit, man. And understand this. Everything in life has an expiration date on it. Everything. Not just the fucking food in Walmart and the grocery stores. Everything has an expiration date on it. And that's facts. No, 448, we always think like that. Until we begin to understand, man, whoa, man. This shit ain't just happening by coincidence. This person ain't asking these questions by coincidence. But guess what that means? You got a clean glass and you got a dirty glass. I'm talking about as in women. Some women are dirty glasses and some are clean, right? The dirty glass ain't gonna ask no questions. But the clean glass is gonna challenge that shit. That's in any case. But most men don't want to be challenged. You don't want the challenges. You have to understand, man, in order to become something that you weren't, you got to have to be willing to be challenged, right? Understand the challenge, man. And everybody that challenges you is not against you. It's kind of like everybody in life that you feel like is your enemy is not. And we all can learn something from every situation. You can learn something from a dummy. Just don't be the dummy. Don't let that shit go over your head. Don't do that. And that's facts. So, like I said, man, y'all be patient out there in them streets, man. And most of all, be careful, man. Because it's tough out here, man. And as you seen the other day, your motherfucking life can end just like that. And when it's over, it's over. So, Real Life Street Store today at 3. Hit that link, share that shit, and get that information out there, man. Everybody ain't gonna like it. I don't expect everybody to like anything I do in life, but I'm good with that. But for those that understand that what I say, and don't worry about what I do, because like I said, I'm not gonna show everything that I do in my life on this fucking internet. It's just not that important to me. And I understand that, like I said, attention is a drug. It's just like fentanyl. Too much of that shit'll kill you. So don't try to seek everybody's attention, because everybody's not worthy of your attention, man. And the quicker you figure it out, the better off you will be, right? And that's real. So, like I say, man, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, man, and stay tapped in to your own life. And most of all, keep it real with yourself. Don't worry about the shit that's around you, man. Don't do that. Because the shit that's around you, those are the motherfuckers that's trying to impress somebody. They trying to impress other people. Like I said, Queen Shoe is in the building Friday at 7 o'clock. And she gives her spiel on what it's like to be involved with a man that has been incarcerated. And her spiel is not the next person's spiel. Every situation is different. But for those that know and understand, every man that's of value need a woman that is of value. Simple as that. It's the same like I always say. Surround yourself with value, man. Surround yourself with value, man. Cause nothing from nothing leaves nothing. How many people you know in your life, right? I want you to ask yourself this. And this is the way I live, right? I never ever, never, even before I got married, I never ever laid down with a motherfucking woman and did nothing with it. And when both of us got up, neither one of us had nothing. Because when you get through fucking, you're gonna need something to eat. And if ain't nobody got nothing to go eat, that tells you where your situation going. If I'm broke and she broke, that shit don't add up. Don't do that. Don't be in that position. Don't do that. So remember to surround yourself with people of value, man, whether it be man, woman. Don't do that. So until next time, man, I salute y'all, man. Y'all stay safe, man. And y'all be patient out there in them streets. Real Live Street starts today at 3 o'clock. Day room time tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Queen Shoe speaks, man. Salute.